Experts say the COVID-19 pandemic took the spotlight away from other societal issues, but new data from the Virginia Medical Examiner's Office shows that there's been an explosion in deaths during the pandemic due to overdoses.
Overdoses and drug abuse has just skyrocketed since COVID. It's actually alarming, shocking numbers.
Let's break down some of the numbers. They say in 2019, there were 339 people who died of a substance overdose. 2020, 513. That's more than a 50% increase. And the numbers are still preliminary as they're waiting for reports to come back. Deadly increases were seen during the months of the pandemic. Some of the worst, May of last year, 29 deaths. This year, 70. In July of 2019, 22 deaths. This year, 50.
And then to realize that, these aren't just numbers, these are our neighbors and these are people's lives. It feels sometimes a little bit helpless in a sense.
Kurt Hook serves on the Hampton Roads Opioid Working Group, along with Carolyn Weems, a Virginia Beach school board member who lost her daughter to an overdose 7 years ago. They say back in 2018, the community was making headway with the addiction problem.
The first time in almost a decade, the numbers had actually lowered for a year. And then last year, when COVID hit, it's almost like the perfect storm. And I think COVID is actually the national relapse trigger.
And authorities say the stress of the pandemic and the isolation that some people are feeling is making it difficult for people to achieve and stay in recovery.
It's going to be shocking, the numbers of people that we lose.
People like Bobby Jo Reed are fighting to save lives. She says at 12, she started using, was trafficked, homeless, and spent 22 years of her life in the torments of addiction.
I really became an it. Society didn't even see me anymore. What I experienced was really brutal. I went really far down the scale, and I should have been dead 100 times over.
But today she says she's 25 years sober and operates 13 recovery homes and 30 apartment units for families in recovery.
I thought I was going to help 10 women, and now there's been over 10,000. So I am the most blessed woman in the world because I get to do exactly what God created me for.
She's helping people along with many others. Carolyn has a nonprofit called Caitlin's Halo. It was named after her daughter.
Because this disease is not a singular disease, it's a family disease. And so this year our goal is to offer 11 scholarships for post-high school education for those in an environment that have to deal with this.
And parents who have lost children offer advice.
If you have things in your medicine cabinet, if your kids don't know what they are, you can believe their friends do.
Stay social with their teenagers or their young adults, and to make sure that they're not left alone, because isolation and a calendar with nothing on it is the worst thing for addiction. Yeah, nothing to do, no purpose, no friends. That's the absolutely worst thing.
Helping those in recovery, talking about the problem and the impact it has on the entire family, while trying to prevent more deaths and more heartbreak from happening in our community. I'm Margaret Cavanaugh for News 3.
We also heard from another local mom who shared her story of coping with her daughter's loss, and you can find that on WTKR.com. We also have resources if you or someone you love is in need of help with addiction.